and welcome to Butterfly Tea Time. I hope you have your tea and your coffee ready. Today we're going to be diving in, as May is not only Lupus Awareness Month, but it's also May mental health focus. So we're going to be talking about mental health as we're launching Shanta's book, The Hunt for Enough, and she has a huge giveaway for a lucky viewer, 2 lucky viewers actually, in Tampa, Florida, that we'll be announcing tomorrow. So stay tuned to the end, and we'll let you know what you need to do to qualify for this full glam makeover with professional photography, model, designer pieces. Welcome, ladies, and happy Lupus Awareness and Mental Health Awareness May.
Yes. Happy May, everyone.
Happy May.
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good.
Hanging out by a thread.
Aw, sis.
How are you feeling?
I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I'm here.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where are you in
That's
pain?
okay.
Everywhere?
No, it's my kidneys right now, and they're just causing me some issues. I can barely walk. It hurts to breathe.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's just some kind of flare.
So how did you notice that it was like, I don't think I even know exactly where the kidneys are located. Where's the pain? Like in your lower abdomen?
In my lower back, back, kind of right underneath your last ribs. I had some kidney stones that I passed maybe 3 weeks ago, and it feels like I'm either about to pass some more kidney stones or I have another kidney infection or something of that nature. So.
Sis, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's
okay.
Your pain away.
Hey, I got my heating pad.
I know that's right.
I got my robe. I'm all right.
Are you having swelling right now?
Well, yes and no. I have this thing because I have fibromyalgia and I have rheumatoid arthritis. I was involved in an accident in 2008 where a vehicle ran over me. So all my ribs were broken, both my collarbones were broken, and I have this stuff called, starts with C. I'm not very good at pronouncing it, but it's osteochondritis, I think is what it's called. But it's inflammation that builds in your chest wall. And so it mimics like heart attack symptoms, but it's just a fibromyalgia flare.
Yeah, see, we go through so much with lupus. God, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's and the weather's been changing. You know, if you ever look into like humidity and the pressure in the air, the dew point pressure, I watch that a lot. I'm so country and a farm girl, but I believe in that wholeheartedly. If you read the Farmer's Almanac, you'll know how to manage your pain better throughout the year.
Well, my grandmother is by that thing too. She still loves the Farmer's Almanac so much.
Yeah, and I think part of being native is also why I was taught a lot about the elements, you know, different natural things that help and so forth. But yeah, whenever there's a pressure change in the air, then I start feeling it.
So. Me too. For the pressure, definitely. My knees are hurting. My daughter told me to sit down yesterday.
When the pressure is really high, what happens is it pushes everything together, making it swollen. But when the pressure drops, it actually expands the fluid in your bones and things like that, and that causes like restless leg syndrome and other things like that. So there's a difference from the rising and the dropping. But most people, like for me, I was blessed. I had a wonderful pain management specialist when I first got diagnosed. She was from Louisiana. She was a very tiny little lady, but she taught me natural elements and medication at the same time. So I really,
I love her. We gotta talk after the show.
Okay, you can hit me up anytime.
Today we're going to be going through some different topics that are coming from Shanta's book, and so we could really talk about this, like as far as when you're going through flares with lupus, like what are some best practices that you do for self-care that just kind of help you navigate it without, getting depressed or losing motivation?
I slow down. Most importantly, I've learned to slow down. I've learned that I can only control what's in myself, basically. I can't control anything, even my elements around me.
Yeah.
So if I can slow down and just try to relax and just try to weather it out,
Mm-hmm.
then I can handle it pretty well. But I also struggle with PTSD. I struggle with having, lupus and other autoimmune diseases. So mentally, I would say sometimes I struggle with a lot of anxiety. I'm allergic to pain medication. So I spend a lot of time in pain, and that makes me anxious in itself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I have to just slow down.
Yeah.
What do you do, Delibra? What are some things that you do when maybe you're a little bit stressed out or you're feeling like a little melancholy or maybe you're in a flare?
For me, just getting into a quiet space, like meditation, praying, and reading, is kind of my
Mhm.
escape. And I write, I journal a lot.
Yeah.
So it's just like freeing, being in that moment and acknowledging it and just being able to kind of release it. Like that's therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Shantae?
Oh, I try so many different things. It depends on where I am mentally. If I need to kind of jolt myself out of a negative mind frame, like if I'm stuck believing something I know is not true, then I have to do something that I know is going to push me out of that belief. So whether that's listening to a motivational video, a motivational message, listening to something like a funny comedy show.
Yeah, a good laugh is a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Ridiculousness. I love ridiculousness. I don't know if y'all watch this show.
Yes.
Yeah, there's not much thought to watching it. Like literally you just laugh and they're just little short videos.
Yeah. So something, and there's one motivational speaker I listen to named Les Brown. He gives me both the comedy and the motivation.
Oh, so he's someone to follow. Is he on YouTube?
Yes, he's funny. He gonna get you straight. He gonna tell you what you need to hear. He not gonna baby you.
Yeah.
But he gonna make you laugh at the same time. So
I'm definitely gonna check him out.
Yeah.
For me, I actually love to like take a day at home, catch up with friends and family, cook myself a really good meal where I put a lot of love into it. And I will cut the vegetables and I'll have a glass of wine and I'll play some music and I'll really do an hour of just cutting things and preparing the food, open the windows and listen to the birds. And then I like to watch Seinfeld. I just feel like even though I've seen it so much, there's a good 9 seasons of it. And I feel like it's a lot of just jokes about life and personalities and to just completely unplug that way. And then to end my night with like a super hot bath with a bath bomb and pajamas and just like get into the blankets. And then maybe I'll reheat some more food later. But that's my way to cope. And then hopefully I can get some poetry out. Maybe go wash my car and feel the sunshine and put my sunroof down for a little while, even if it's just for one drive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the elements. It always feels good to be out in the elements. Be able to put your feet in the sand, step your toe in some water.
Yeah, walk outside barefoot and pick a daisy and just breathe in. Like put a lawn chair outside, even if you live in an apartment, and maybe just bring yourself like a sweet tea down there, or even some like barbecue chips and catch up with friends and have a conversation, or at night under the stars. So Shantae, you share a lot of tips on mental health and self-revelation and just coping in general in your book, The Hunt for Enough. One of the things that you say in your book is focus on being instead of doing.
Yes. And that can be hard to do, because especially as moms, we just celebrated Mother's Day,
Yeah.
as women, as entrepreneurs, just as people in general, period. We're always doing something. And a lot of times we find our worth in what we do. But if we figure out that our worth doesn't come from what we do, it comes from who we are, then we get more comfortable in being and just existing and experiencing life rather than trying to push life to happen in the way that we want it to and need it to. So that's why I feel like that's one of the most important action steps you need to take when you're trying to cope with anything mentally. You just got to figure out, how can I just be instead of trying to do all the time. That's something I still struggle with every day. I still work towards that every day. Sometimes I have to, like she said, have to sit down somewhere. Be like, Shantta, sit down, just stop, because you just keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny.
Well, and I think that that's the woman's nature because, we've seen all the women before us do this, our grandmothers, our aunts, and all the stress that brings. And you can tell that they're not really that happy doing it, but they just need to make sure everyone's okay. And they're putzing around the kitchen and then they're not sitting down. And it's like, they need to relax. And I think that it's harder to do that when it's ourselves,
Yeah.
We get used to being mom and doing all the things, and that is the way that we find peace is by everyone being okay in our family. But then how does that look to kind of shift gears and take that moment to just really be and to actually sit down and know that everything is taken care of except for you, boo.
Exactly. What you think, Lima?
I definitely agree. I think one of the things that helps me is my daughter's still at home. She's going to college here. So she will look at me and she'll be like, Mama, you need to sit down. So sometimes I will be still doing something and she's like, Mom, go sit down. Look at you. So I'm like, okay, well, she can see it then. It's obvious that I got a problem. I thought I was covering well, It's like, Mama, could you go lay down?
Aww, she's so caring.
So I think I get that little check right now. So she notices, and sometimes I'm still trying to do something. She's like, could you please just go sit down?
Take several seats right now.
So she's my little checker. Because on the other hand, I still would probably be doing the stuff that I shouldn't be doing. And I know when my body's like, okay, in your body, but I struggle, like Tay said, I struggle tremendously with that.
Yeah.
So, because I'm still trying to do stuff, and it's like, but your body's letting you know that you need to stop.
Yeah. And Chanel, you're being today, you've got your heating pad, you're just trying to get through this day and take care of yourself. I think that is a really great example of being and not doing right now.
Most definitely. Like everything's on fire right now. You guys just don't. I know you guys know them days. I even told Felicia, I was like, girl, I don't even feel good right now. She was like, all you have to do is just be. And I get that. It does feel good to talk to other women, even though I'm struggling right now.
Yeah, just to know that somebody else get it. Because we are there, right? We've been there so many times. Yeah. Where we know. And those days you try to push through. You just try to do what you can.
And sometimes it's the most healing thing to just, like you say, Shantta, to just be for that day. Like have some good food. Take care of yourself like you would your child if they weren't feeling well, And so often we don't do that for ourselves, even though we would do that for a friend or our children. One of the other things that you talk about in your book, Shantta, is not getting stuck on the shoulda, woulda, and coulda's in life.
All the stuff we wish would have happened. All the stuff we wish would have happened.
Oh man.
Could have happened. Should have happened.
Yeah. That I know in the moment, this is how I would have reacted. This is what I could have done to change that same outcome. We only know what we know in the moment.
Exactly. whatever happens for a reason. And we all know that and say that religiously, but we don't take that on and we don't believe that.
Yeah.
You know, if God allows a situation to play out a certain way, then trust that it needed to go that way in order for you to be stretched in the way you need it to be, in order for you to learn what you need to learn, in order for you to see what you need to see, you know, in that situation. But if we try to force things into what shoulda, coulda, woulda, what we feel shoulda, coulda, woulda, then we negate what God wants for us. You know, so if God feels like, no, you need this, but we want to put off on our own life what we desire, then we're in the way. Point blank. And what we want to ultimately happen for us is put off longer than it needs to be. You know, we put things in the way of where we're trying to go.
Wow. I never thought of it that way, but that's very true.
It's like we create our own obstacles.
Most definitely.
We create our own struggles.
Well, they say we spend most of our life fighting ourselves, figuring out who we are, fighting ourselves, fighting with things of the past that all still reside in our mind and our mentality.
Exactly.
But I think that once you become a woman that has been through that and now you know who you are, sickness and all, you have to fight for that person now. You have to love that person now. Like, I heard you say something briefly earlier, Miss Shantta, like, not to sound conceited or anything, but I told Emmett the other day, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I love every wrinkle. I love every gray hair that's coming about. It doesn't make me feel old. I am proud because at one time in my life, I didn't imagine that I would be seeing this. So
another day period.
I just got goosebumps.
It was just God. It was
That's
just God.
So powerful. I just got goosebumps. So true, and such a different way to look at that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And it's hard to accept who you are now sometimes still.
Yeah, it's so different.
You know, you have people that will still talk to you a certain way and you'll be like, no, they don't really want none of me. You know?
You say, I'm not the person I used to be.
Right. Yeah.
It's not the same, Shantta.
I get it. Being a former soldier, it's hard not to be able to move. It's hard not to be able to get stuff done in the manner that I want to get it done.
Yeah.
And when I'm struggling, I know I've learned I've had to reach out.
Yeah. It's hard, ain't it?
Oh man, it's the hardest.
I know it's hard to
It's the hardest. That first step though is the hardest, but after that every step is easier.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been somebody's help, so why can't we be okay with letting other people help us? We need help alone.
Exactly.
So,
but you have to also surround yourself with other women that are wanting to go that same direction, you know, because if you don't surround yourself with like-minded women, then there's confusion. There's some people feel left out in their own journey and they're just not there yet, you know. But yeah, I love this. I'm glad that
that's why I think it's so important for us to do this show the way we do it. Because even as I grew up, I didn't learn a lot of the things I felt like I needed to know until I got to this age, until I got older. And I don't want that for my daughter. I don't want that for her daughter. And I know y'all feel the same way. So we need to be able to teach them how to cope before they really get hit with some stuff that they don't know what to do with, you know? Before they face life in the way that we've seen it, we have to instill some stuff in them that would give them the backbone they need, that would give them the protection, the support, that'll teach them how to be that same person for somebody else.
Absolutely. I love that. And I think the way that we can do that is by having open dialogue and communicating with our we can't deny what we went through, but we have to let them know we went through it And that's one of the things with my daughter. I'm transparent about the whole of this experience.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm telling her that no matter what happens, you can still have a good life and you can still accomplish your goals. So
Yeah. Yeah.
she looks at me and we talk about it. So I think that this is important that we do have the open dialogue with our
Yeah.
children. So when life hits them with whatever it may be, that they'll know that, okay, I looked at mom and she went through whatever
Yeah.
and she
Exactly.
still, made it through.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
Yeah.
we know that adults around us was having problems, but we didn't know what the problems were because they didn't really
Yeah.
tell us. They didn't really speak on them like that.
We
We were
just
just
saw the impact. We just
yeah,
saw what it did to the family. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Let none of our life lessons be wasted, and let them instead flourish in generations to come.
Yes. Perfectly said.
Yes.
Perfectly said.
So one of the other things that I loved about your book that you talk about a lot, Shantae, is forgiveness.
Yeah.
And so the way that you've said it is practice forgiving the small stuff quicker.
Yes.
Which, if you can take this advice from a Scorpio, because Scorpios, okay,
we can hold on to some
you can
stuff.
learn to forgive, you can do it too.
we can definitely hold on to some stuff. We got that stinger ready all the time.
Right.
But
No, but
I have a big part.
Say it again, Lever.
I was going to say that y'all forgive even some crazy stuff, but your heart is so big that it overrules everything else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I learned with forgiveness that when we practice with the smaller stuff, that it helps us to be able to forgive the bigger stuff quicker too. It helps us not to hold on so long. It helps us not to hold on to grudges. It helps us not to become so bitter. It helps us not to inflict ourselves with the pain that we think we inflicting pain on the next person by holding on to stuff when we're actually hurting ourselves. So practicing forgiving stuff quicker, like somebody just cut in front of me, I could be, something else and go up to them and cut them off, but I'm just gonna let that go because they gonna reap that. I'm gonna get to where I gotta get to alive, and I'm just gonna let them do what they do.
Yeah.
Process the way you need to forgive in that moment, the small stuff. So when it's time for you to process that big stuff that you don't think that you get, all of a sudden the process comes quicker. You was able to do it with something so small. Now you're able to process something that you didn't think you would even be able to forgive. And now you find yourself forgiving something that you didn't think you could forgive. So that helped me a lot. It builds your forgiveness muscle for real. It really, really does. The more you practice forgiving, the more forgiveness that you'll just see in yourself.
Wow.
It'll just come to you. Yeah. What y'all think?
Well, this viewer said forgive, but not necessarily forget.
No, and that's the difference.
Well, there's a difference.
It does not mean forgetting.
Right.
There's stages to forgiveness, there's steps to forgiveness, but that does not mean that forgiving what someone else did makes it okay. It doesn't mean that you got to stick around for them to do it again. It doesn't even mean you got to be friends with that person and now y'all got to communicate all the time and be buddies. It doesn't mean that. It means that you let go of the hurt that it causes you. You know what I'm saying? It hurts you to hold on to it. It means that you are willing to let go of whatever damage it is causing in your own life so you can move on. Now, whatever way it looks like to you, that's the way you're doing it, and that's it, y'all. We make it harder than it needs to be.
Yeah,
I think.
My daughter has some major road rage. I was in the car with her and she's just like, yeah, and I'm just like, okay, but like they didn't hear you over there, and like how do you feel right now? And then also, how did you just make me feel? and this person's just like chugging along in their life way down the road. And I'm like, you created that energy. That was a ripple effect of what that person did. Okay. And I tried to kind of break it down for her. I'm like, so what do you think maybe their day looked like? Like maybe they're lost. Maybe they're looking for an exit. Maybe their foot hurts today. Maybe they're trying to wear heels for a job interview and they can't step the same. Like there's so many different things that could be going on with this person. Yeah. However, you jump to thinking the worst. You created an explosion of energy. Now I'm feeling the ripple effect of your energy, and I'm looking at you 10 minutes later and you're still mad. Like, let's not get mad at every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the road right now. Let's control our own life and our own energy and not let people that are simple strangers in society affect us to that magnitude. Yes. So now, how are you going to act to the next people that you see? And how are you changing the world for the worse because you couldn't control a reaction to what someone did in life, which you don't even know what their rationality was behind it. So I told her, well, instead, when this happens, you say, okay, this person is lost. They're having a hard time. Feel grateful that you're able to get over to the other lane and like maybe focus on these beautiful flowers. Like, did you see these trees over here? Like they're gorgeous. It's spring today. Like we're going to get lunch. So you can like redirect your mind in that way and it completely alters your entire life experience. Just those small little tweaks.
Yeah. And I don't think we realize what being in that constant state of does to us. You know what I mean? That energy, it keeps us stressed out. It keeps us on edge. It keeps our blood pressure high. It keeps our nerves bad. It keeps our attitude bad. I mean, it's so many different ways that stress affects us. That we cause on our own, and we don't even
it changes our interactions with the world, which in turn like changes our entire reality and life path. So it seems small, but it's actually huge. So one of the other things that I really love that you talk about in your book is reminding yourself every day, every single day, how amazing you are.
Easy, but when you having days like today, right?
Right.
It can be hard to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, oh, I feel good today. I'm alive today. I'm grateful for today. You know, it's hard to have that same gratitude when your body is just wrecked in pain. You know, it really is. You almost have to fight to find things to be grateful for. When you're in pain like that, because your mind wants to tell you to be over it, and you don't want to do nothing but just get some relief,
right?
You know.
So Chanel, have you told yourself how amazing you are today yet? Because I'll tell you how amazing you are.
Yes, for coming on the show, even though you heard it. That's one win for you today.
You're right. That is a huge win.
You're gonna be able to say that tonight. You're gonna be like, look, I don't feel my best, but at least I was able to do this.
Yes.
And you found your heating pad, because I've been searching for mine for about 2 weeks right now. I'm about to go buy a new one.
Yeah, no, this was a must. I had to get the heating pad. I couldn't even move. I couldn't even take a breath in without hurting. It's been like that for 2 days.
So. No, ma'am, I'm so sorry.
So are you supposed to be like trying to have cranberry juice, or what is one of the things that you can do? Lots of water? Is there anything?
Yeah, I do a lot of water. Cranberry juice isn't that good. It actually shocks your kidneys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when you're already having an infection, it's not that good.
Oh, okay.
But you can, as a preventative measure, it is very good for you.
Okay.
But not during. Yeah, but not during. So water is really the best recommendation. And it hurt me complain all night. He's so hungry.
You're going to have me get me some cranberry juice when I get off here.
Yeah.
So I hope that you guys all had an amazing Mother's Day. I hope that we can all take
Yeah.
time this month to really deep dive into mental health and
Yeah.
look out for your sister, your brother, your friends, and just spread this awareness globally. We hope that you can share this video and reach out to other people that might be struggling with mental health. No butterfly flies alone here. And Shantae, in lieu of her amazing book that has just been launching, she did a book signing in Texas. It's available on Amazon. It's called The Hunt for Enough. We highly recommend it. It has a breakout workbook in it where you can kind of deep dive into your own mental health, trauma, things that have held you back, and ways that you're growing right now. And she came up with an amazing contest for 2 lucky viewers that are able to access Tampa, Florida for all these resources she's provided. And Shantae, tell us about what we need to do to qualify for this amazing thing that you have gotten together for mental health and lupus awareness for May.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Miss Edwina Carter.
Yeah,
Edwina! She won the book bundle.
Oh, congratulations.
That came with, she got a whole bunch of stuff, y'all. She got the book, she got the journal, she got a 12 by 18 art piece, she got a pen, she got a bookmark, and she got some other good goodies. You know, she just got a big thank you just for being a part of the Lupus Glitter family and for watching the show and stuff. So I hope she enjoys it. If anybody is interested in the book bundle, you can find it on my website. I think we'll have it listed. It's Infinite Reach, drop the I, no I, Infinite Reach LLC at .com. So Infinite Reach, no I, LLC.com. But today, the More Than a Makeover contest, More Than Enough Makeover contest. So, to anyone who comments or tags Lupus Glitter or me, Shantta Stevens, with your favorite, cutest purple picture, and just tell me a little bit of one statement of how mental health is important during your lupus journey. And we'll be announcing the winner tomorrow.
I wish I was off for this. This is such a good thing that she's.
Yes, I'm excited too. I got really good sponsors. So it's a whole makeover. They get makeup, they get hair, styling. They get to model a designer piece from a local designer here in Tampa. They get photographed by a professional photographer. I get to teach them how to rock the runway a little bit.
Runway coach over here you're working with, and a free one-on-one consultation for your Enough with Shantta Stevens herself, and a free copy of her book.
Yay!
Yes. So you're getting a whole lot. I wanted everyone, because I know how it feels to need to feel like you belong somewhere, like you're still you know, on the inside and out. Sometimes life just changes us, the things we go through. So I wanted to be able to give 2 women this opportunity to be able to make them over from the inside and out. I wanted them to take a book home, be able to continue the work. I wanted them to leave with some beautiful pictures so they can have, you know, memories from the event, you know. So I just wanted to just do something special for mental health awareness, because it's so important to me as a suicide survivor. And lupus awareness, of course, you know, living with lupus. So I hope that we can get a few people to tag and enter the contest, because, honey, I'm excited.
An opportunity, and I know that you have a lot of connections there in Florida, and we'll be doing an upcoming contest in Las Vegas. But I mean, you're going to be able to model a designer piece, have photography, a one-on-one with Shantta, finding your enough and where your stuck places are. You'll take a copy of her book for free home. and you'll have these pictures for a lifetime. And of course, we'll be sharing
Yes.
them all throughout Lupus Glitter to let you guys know as we announce the winner tomorrow. And just celebrating these 2 lucky viewers that are going to be going on the Hunt for Enough journey with Miss Shantta as she launches her book.
Yes, yes, I'm excited.
And we hope during May mental health awareness that you remember that you are enough. You've always been enough. And we're here to help you find your enough.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
You are
guys,
more than enough.
you are more than enough. And we hope that you guys can tag Shantta, tag Lupus Glitter, Butterfly Tea Time, show us your purple looks, tell us a little bit about your story, and we'll be announcing the winner tomorrow. And so I have the website displayed right here.
And it's LLC. So it's what she has right here, Infinite Reach, then put LLC.com.
Oh, here, let me fix that right here. So we have this posted correctly. So it's Infinite Reach LLC.com. Okay, so you guys can submit it there, and you guys can also tag us on Facebook. And we'll be choosing 2 lucky viewers tomorrow that will be announced, and we'll definitely take you through that journey in Tampa, Florida with Shantta and what that looked like for these 2 lucky viewers.
All right. I'm excited.
You guys, we're really looking forward to seeing all the stories. Tune into Tea Time tonight. We'll be back at 7 o'clock, really deep diving into lupus awareness and also the upcoming walk with Colors of Lupus right here in Las Vegas. So we can't wait to hear your stories. And remember, no butterfly flies alone. And as someone just commented later, I'm like, is this Emmett right now? No,
Yep.
no
No
wolves
wolves.
either. Gentlemen. Until next time, you guys, fly free. Thank you, Shantta, for all the work that you're doing to help all women.
Thank you for your support, sis.
I've been waiting for so long, girl, yeah, to be with you alone, girl, yeah, yeah. Move your back against the wall, girl. Don't be afraid, won't let you fall, girl, no,